Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Broken Sword 2, and when last we left off, we had an absolutely massive plot dump, and now we know what we need to do to avert catastrophe for the entire world. We also managed to cure Nico of the poison from the river snake. We need to go and find 2 more of the stones that are like the one that we have. One of them is potentially in the Caribbean, and the other one is potentially in England. And that is why George and Nico have decided to split up so that they can find the items faster. We start here with George in the Caribbean. We're in a place called Ketch's Landing, and hopefully here we should be able to find the lost treasure of the pirate Ketch, or something like that. It probably isn't going to be a lost treasure, but this is the best chance that we have of finding the stone. And there's somebody here doing quite a lot of work.
The guy was studying a large document.
And what about this large document?
It looked like a set of plans.
I highly doubt he's going to let us look at them, but we'll try anyway. We'll just take a quick peek over his shoulder. He won't mind.
I just had to sneak a look at those plans.
Did it work?
Hey, get out of there.
You know, wherever I go, I hear those words. Paris, Syria, Ireland, or Spain. Makes no difference.
What do you think you're doing?
I was trying to show some interest in your project.
I don't think he wants you to show interest in his project, and also, that was a nice reference to the previous game. Let's have a look at the device he's using.
I recognized the instrument as a theodolite, but I had no idea how to operate it.
I highly doubt he's just going to let us take it, but maybe if we're quick and sneaky, George, we can manage it. Oh, there's something sparkling there. That'll surely be important.
It was a net left to dry in the sunshine.
I doubt we can take that. Even for your pockets of infinite depth, they're a little too big. When I say they, I mean it, because there seems to only be one.
I didn't want a fishing net.
But you may need a fishing net, George. Try and take it again. Okay, we're probably not going to be able to take that. Hello, how are you?
The kid looked about 11 or 12. He was fishing with the intense concentration of someone who had all the time in the world.
And with any luck, he'll catch something.
It was a seaworthy little craft, in bad need of a coat of paint, but spotlessly clean and maintained.
And I highly doubt we're allowed to use it.
I didn't know the first thing about sailing a dinghy.
Fair enough. Let's have a conversation with you, shall we? Hopefully, you're more welcoming than the person busy at work over there.
Hi, is this Ketch's Landing?
Yeah, man. You want to buy some fish?
Nah, I don't like fish. What's your name?
Rio. It means river. What about you?
George. It means, well, it's just a name.
There's quite a lot that we can talk about here. Let's start talking about the pirate that we're seeking the home of.
Is it true that Captain Ketch lived around here?
That's right. That's his house up on the hill. It's a museum now.
Yeah? That's exactly what I need. Thanks, kid.
You won't get inside, you know. The old ladies close it down.
They closed it down? But why?
Who are these old ladies you mentioned?
Miss Frost and Miss Mina Ketch.
How come the old ladies closed the museum?
It's Branson's doing.
The guy with the theodolite?
Him have the plans for redeveloping the museum. They kind of regret it, you know. The man's a crook.
Is he?
Will you help me get those plans?
I don't want to go nowhere near that man. He promised to drown me when he found the fish I left in his sleeping bag.
So you two don't get on. That's clear enough from what you've said. Let's talk a little bit more about this, pirate.
What do you know about Captain Ketch?
Just what everybody knows around here. He was a pirate and get himself hung.
What about his treasure?
Do you know anything about pirate treasure?
Man, that's all Stu is. There's no such thing as a real pirate treasure.
To be fair, if he didn't have any treasure, how did he buy this island to begin with? Now there's a question. Admittedly, there probably isn't any treasure left, but there was some to begin with. Let's ask about Rio himself.
No school today?
No, sir.
What about your education?
I can fish, sail, and swim. I've been looking after myself since I was 6, and I'm bilingual.
Aren't you a little overqualified for a beach bum?
Well, you know, there's a lot of competition.
That is a lot of very important skills. Let's ask about the eclipse.
Do you know anything about a forthcoming eclipse?
No, but that explains why the weather's about to get real bad.
Rio, it's a beautiful day. There's no more than a whisker of cloud in the sky.
Trust me, man, it's going to get real bad.
I'm going to take your word for it, because you're going to be absolutely correct. Let us go and talk to the surveyor. I'm sure the surveyor is going to be just as welcoming as Rio was. I highly doubt that's going to be the case. We already know that he really doesn't like us being here. So let's go and say hello, by most likely standing in his way. Hello, how are you?
My name's George Stobart. You're a surveyor, right, Mr.
Bronson. And of course I'm a surveyor. Why the hell else would I have a theodolite?
I don't know. Hobby, maybe?
Yeah, right. What brings you here, anyway?
I'm searching for an ancient Mayan artifact.
What is it? Some kind of jewel?
No, it's obsidian. A black stone with supposedly mystic powers.
You're nuts.
That's quite a gamble, just being upfront and honest about what we're doing. For all you know, this person could be an agent of Karzac. Okay, it's not very likely. It's not like in the first game, where you could have thought that potentially anyone was working with the Templars. Let's ask about the device he's using. It's a good conversation starter, an icebreaker if you will. It's probably not going to break that much ice though. This person doesn't seem like much of a conversationalist.
What are you doing with a theodolite?
Surveying the old house. I got great plans for this place.
Oh, yeah?
You bet. Take a look around. What do you see?
Paradise.
I see opportunity. This place is ripe for development.
I like it just the way it is.
And that's where we differ. You see, Mr. Stobart, I'm what you might call a man of vision. I see a great future for Ketch's Landing, and it all starts here, with that house. Say, was that kid giving you trouble?
The Fisher boy? No, he was very polite.
Ha! He's a juvenile delinquent. I suppose he told you I was a crook.
I'm not going to be honest here, because I have a bad feeling that if we are honest, he's going to say something that's not especially nice.
Oh, no, he's a good kid. He'd never say anything like that.
Sure he would, the little punk.
Let's ask about those plans. I highly doubt we're going to be allowed to see them, though.
Can I take a look at your plans?
No way. What interest would they be to you, anyhow?
I've always had a secret desire to be a surveyor.
You have?
Sure. I mean, you surveyors are just like the great explorers, aren't you? Henry the Navigator, Vasco da Gama, Chris Columbus. Maybe you don't sail uncharted seas or discover new continents, but you're okay in my book.
Horseshit. You just stay away from those plans, you hear?
Well, you tried, George. You failed absolutely miserably, but hey, you tried. Let's keep asking about his work.
How do you survey a house like that?
I've put a target reflector on the end of one of the flagpoles up there on the house. I sight on it from various locations through the theodolite, record the angles along the baseline, and triangulate them to give me the exact position of the target. Understand?
Why the end of the flagpole? Wouldn't it have been better on a corner of a wall or something?
Are you a surveyor?
No, my degree's in law.
Then shut up.
We're being given more clues as to how we can potentially mess up everything that he's doing, because I get the feeling we're going to have a look at those plans. He's up to something suspicious. I'm pretty much sure of it. It's about a 99.5% guarantee at this point.
Look at this. An article about a total eclipse of the sun.
Oh, yeah? Listen, I don't want to be rude, but it just comes naturally. I really don't care.
Fair enough. Let's, mention the stone that we already have. Maybe he's seen the other one that we're looking for. Chances of that are about the remaining percentage of the chance that he's doing something suspicious. Next to 0.
This is similar to the stone I'm looking for.
What makes you think you'll find it here?
Because when the stones were stolen in the 17th century...
Hold it. The stones have been lost for 300 years?
Approximately.
And you're hoping to find them again? You're nuts. And why here?
A wise old Indian shaman told me he saw the stones in a vision.
Ha ha. That's rich. Listen, I got work to do, okay?
But we're being entirely honest. We were told about them in a vision. Oh, never mind. You wouldn't help us anyway. Let's ask about the Ketch sisters, shall we?
Tell me about the two old ladies.
Who? The Ketch sisters. One of them's crazy as a coot, and the other will turn you to stone if you're not careful.
You think very highly of them, clearly.
Catch you later, Bronson.
We should probably go up and say hello to them.
The steps led up to the top of the cliff.
And let's go and have a little walk, eh? There aren't that many steps. I see about 40. You'll be fine. It's quite a nice view from here, and I see a cat.
A cute little putty tat. Actually, no. It was a mangy old flea bag. It was busily torturing a red ball.
I've seen a red ball in another one of these games. And let's have a look at the two sisters.
Two old ladies were sitting outside the house enjoying afternoon tea.
More importantly, look at that thing.
The flagpole had a reflective target on the end for Bronson to use as a reference point.
We're probably going to be taking that. There's also a ladder.
It was a sturdy, extendable ladder.
Can we use it? We can.
The ladder extended easily.
More importantly, can we go into this building?
It was an old house.
Let's go in.
It was locked.
Fair enough.
The house is closed.
How come?
It is undergoing refurbishment.
Oh, of course. This must be the place Bronson's surveying.
The intention is to prepare the museum for the new century.
The Frederick Ketch Memorial Museum. It would look nice in neon.
A museum for a pirate? There was a stony silence.
Frederick Ketch was emphatically not a pirate. It's precisely this sort of vile misrepresentation that Mr. Bronson is seeking to rebalance.
Oh? How?
Mr. Bronson has kindly agreed to undertake the museum's refurbishment at a very reasonable price. He understands the importance of a sense of history.
Funny. That's not the impression I got of Bronson at all.
He also understands spherical geometry.
Mina?
Well, he does.
Listen, ma'am, I came a long way to visit this place.
If we make an exception in your case, everyone will want to get in.
Pardon me, but I didn't exactly have to fight my way through the crowds.
You're the second visitor we've had today.
No, I'm sorry, but it's impossible.
The second visitor? Who was the first? We can't go over there further to the right, so we're going to have a conversation with you two. After, of course, we say hello to the cat. Hello!
Hi, Puss. Want to play? Hey, cat. Watch where you're putting those claws.
I take it that's a no. Let's go and say hi to these two. Hello!
Hi, my name's George Stobart.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stobart. Would you care for tea?
No, thank you, ma'am. I don't like tea.
Let's talk about the cat.
Is that your cat?
Yes, it is.
That's Ruddles.
Do you like cats, Mr. Stobart?
Sure. We love cats. George does not love cats.
You bet. Especially spit roast.
That was not a good way to answer that.
You're really fond of that cat, aren't you?
He is our companion and our solace.
I thought about catnapping the little monster until they let me in, but it wasn't my style. Maybe there was some other way I could use their affection for the cat to get me into the house.
That is a not-so-subtle way of saying, hey, you totally need to get that cat to, get lost somewhere so that they go and search for the cat. Let's actually talk about Ketch.
Can you tell me anything about Captain Ketch?
More than you can tell me about your great-great-great-great-grandfather, no doubt.
You're his descendants?
Certainly. Captain Ketch was born in Dorset, England, in the reign of King Henry VIII. His family were undistinguished farmers, but young Frederick Ketch decided to go to sea.
We have plenty of seamen in our family, Mr. Stobart.
Are you interested in history, Mr. Stobart?
Yes, we are very interested in history.
Yes, I am.
Let's ask more about Ketch.
You were telling me about Captain Ketch. Do go on.
Oh, yes. He sailed under Hawkins.
Jim Hawkins?
John Hawkins, one of the great traders of the Elizabethan age. In 1568, Frederick Ketch was a young man serving aboard the Jesus, Hawkins' flagship. They sailed from England to Africa and across the wide Atlantic to these islands. Ketch was never to see the shores of England again,
Why not?
How come Ketch never made it home?
because the Spaniards sank the Jesus in an act of treachery.
Oh, go on.
You said Hawkins' fleet traded between Africa and the Indies. What was it they were trading?
Black men with no shirts.
You have to understand, Mr. Stobart, that this was the 16th century.
But that doesn't alter the fact that Hawkins and Ketch were slavers and pirates.
Would it surprise you to learn that Hawkins was also a devoutly religious man?
He transported slaves in a ship named after Jesus Christ. In my book, that makes him a hypocrite.
Let's keep talking. They may give us a clue as to where we can find the stone.
What happened to Ketch? Was he killed?
Oh no, he got away and returned to this island, to this very house.
The Frederick Ketch Memorial Museum.
I don't think it was called that at the time. We need to talk more about what Ketch did.
Frederick Ketch sounds like he was a pirate to me.
As I have already told you, sir, he was not a pirate.
They hanged him, you know, down there on the beach in front of his family. Didn't bother with a trial, just whipped him out from his breakfast table and hoisted him up in chains.
Let's keep talking about this.
Well, if he wasn't a pirate, what did they hang him for?
Envy. Pure green-eyed envy. He had been a successful privateer, you see, and had accumulated great wealth.
As rich as a mink in a paddock.
Shut up, Mina.
Yes, Frost.
The small-minded governor and his lackeys wanted his money, trumped up some ridiculous charge about breaking the conditions of his letter of marque, and hanged him like a common thief. The blackguards!
There's more to talk about this. Let's keep talking.
Letter of marque?
The document that permitted him to engage and destroy the enemies of the crown. The difference between a lawful privateer and a pirate. Yoo-hoo! Sorry, Frost.
Well, why didn't Ketch just say, take a hike, guys, I've got a pirating license?
Frederick Ketch was not a pirate.
But he did show them his letter of marque.
But they destroyed it and hanged him anyway.
There's one more conversation topic that we can talk about, and that is Rio.
I've been talking to Rio, the little fisher boy.
I'll thank you not to mention that little wretch in my presence.
Dirty little whelk. Nasty fishy boy.
That will do, Mina.
He seems quite nice to me.
I gather you don't have much time for the little boy.
That child is a delinquent, Mr. Stobart.
Yeah, well, he's only, what, 11, maybe?
A knave with one hand on the tops.
Oh?
What is it about Rio that you don't like, Miss Frost?
Well, once upon a time, he and Emily...
Be quiet this instant, Mina.
Oh?
What can you tell me about Emily?
Emily? What business can she be of yours?
Her parents were killed in a typhoon.
We, as her only living relatives, took it upon ourselves to raise the child.
That's good to know Charity isn't dead.
Oh, but she is. Washed overboard in the typhoon.
Mr. Stobart wasn't talking about Emily's mother. He was being sarcastic.
Go on.
What else can you tell me about Emily?
How dare you pry into our family in this way? I refuse to answer any more of your impertinent questions.
I think we might be able to find out from Rio, though.
Okay, it was time for diversionary tactics. I thought I saw a little girl down on the beach.
You must be mistaken.
He must be mistaken. Mustn't he, Frost?
I'm sure I'm not. A little girl and that young fisher boy.
What? It's not possible. What were they doing?
Oh, the kinds of things that all little boys and girls get up to at their age.
When I was a little girl, we used to play cows and milkmaids.
Woe betide you if you're lying to us, Mr. Stobart. Heaven help you.
With a creak of ancient corsetry, the sisters sailed majestically over the distant horizon.
Well, they're gone. I don't know what we're going to do with the fact that they're gone, but they are gone. And when we come back, folks, we'll hopefully find a way into this building, and we're probably going to have to find a way to distract him, and we're probably going to have to find a way to get that ball. That ball seems very important. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.